Well, folks, the match that we've all been waiting for since the draw came out and we found out that Nadal and Djokovic were on the same half of the draw, we pretty much knew that this semifinal was going to be happening. And it is. They both got through today in 4 sets, a little bit trickier than we thought it might be, but nevertheless, they're going to be playing on Friday, and I'm going to take a deep dive into what they did in their last match in Rome, what they're going to have to do on Friday to get through. Nadal's going for history, going for his 21st slam. Also, if he wins, he evens up the head-to-head. That's big in the old GOAT debates that we all have. And then Djokovic is obviously going to beat Nadal for the second time at the French Open and try and do the double career Grand Slam. Zverev and Tsitsipas are playing the best 2 players in the bottom half for sure. So there's just huge matches going on. This is the business end of the tournament. This is Roland Garros coverage by The Slice presented by Rally Tennis. Let's get into it, folks. It's business time. So both Djokovic and Nadal had brilliance in their matches today and a couple stumbles that are interesting, and we'll get into those. Super interesting matchups, and they've set up an amazing rematch of last year's final in the semifinal of this year's Roland Garros. So that's going to be amazing. Thanks to Rally Tennis for being the presenting sponsor of the Slice's coverage all throughout Roland Garros, the French Open. It's been amazing. Rally Tennis is the best app. It's coming out. It's going live in the middle of June, pretty soon here. So you're going to download the free app. Just create your free account, and then you're going to be ready to meet local players, get new practice partners, join leagues, compete in playoffs, and dominate your local tennis scene and become a champion in your mind. So there's lots of cool things on there, like you can get training, you can get access to merch and to equipment and stuff like that. So just check it out. Thanks, Rally Tennis, for being a legendary sponsor of the show. Courtside Sports and Bear Mountain. Check them out as well. The links are all below. Appreciate your guys' support. Make sure you smash that like button. It really helps out the channel, and comment your predictions for the semifinals, which are now set. Nadal versus Djokovic. It's the 58th installment of this legendary, historic, arguably the greatest rivalry in tennis history. And we're just going to see another installment. Last year, we had the final that was set up between these two guys, and it was a little one-sided. It was a bit of bagel time for Rafael Nadal, who also had a bagel today against Diego Schwartzman. So Djokovic is going to be wanting revenge, and I think you have a better chance to beat Nadal in the semifinals than the finals in general. So this is what's going down. How'd they get there though? Djokovic beat Berrettini today. Djokovic looked really good today. I thought he looked amazing on serve. He had 10 aces, if I'm not mistaken, and he didn't get broken once. So he looked very good in the serve department, and that's a big thing for him because, as we all know, his serve's gotten a lot better, and it's a huge weapon. I think even on the clay, he's painting lines, and when he can get free points on that against anyone, that's a good thing for him. Now, Matteo Berrettini had the extra rest after Federer pulled out, and he almost looked like he might have had a bit too much energy at the beginning of the match. Like, he had 3 break chances in the first set. It was the only break chances he had all match, and he just didn't convert. Obviously, it's still Djokovic's, he made it through those points, but Berrettini had some pretty good looks, just didn't convert. It was like he was too giddy and ready for that. And then Djokovic was really good in the second set, didn't give Berrettini many looks. And then the third set was really tight between the two, and Berrettini started to show the game that he needed to beat Djokovic, and they went to a tiebreaker. And then again, it's like he's been this like mental giant in tiebreakers. Now he's lost the last 3 that he's played against Italians. It's the Italian problem. This time again, he was up. I think he was up. It was 5-all, and then he literally just dumped one into the net off a forehand. He was up 5-4, then he dumped one into the net, 5-5, and then he just missed like a routine backhand approach shot into the middle of the net. 5-6, sets up set point for Berrettini, and he closed it out. So that was another tiebreaker for Djokovic. So we're going to see in this match versus Nadal, is he going to be clutch enough to close it out if he gets the chance, if it's sets, if it's the match, etc. One last thing about Berrettini, love his game. His serve and forehand is massive, but he was way too passive on second serves. Like, Berrettini only won like 46% of the points on Djokovic's second serve. He let one less than that. I think it was like 36%. But he would just push it back down the middle instead of attacking it. I'm like, dude, if you're down 2 sets to love, you might start taking cracks at it. Anyways, Djokovic won, played great today, definitely deserved to get through. Had a little like emotional outburst, meltdown at his bench, at his box at the end. It looked like he was gonna like throw his racket up there. I don't know what was going on. He was obviously holding a lot inside throughout that match. He took a tumble onto the ground, cut his hand, got up, came back to win, gladiator style. It was epic, not gonna lie. So now Djokovic coming into this Nadal match has a lot of momentum, obviously, with his wins, and he's not as tired as he was last year. So that'll be something interesting to see. Nadal beat Schwartzman. He looked good for the most part during the match. He didn't look great, though, when he lost the second set to Schwartzman. Schwartzman was able to rally with him, and Schwartzman really doesn't even have a serve. So it's just basically straight up rallying. Nadal wasn't looking his best. And then after the tight third set, Nadal just ran away with it and went, bagel time, get your mug. Like, I mean, you can sip on this. We'll all watch it together. It's like $15 and it supports the show. Shout out. But yeah, Nadal really looked good at the end. He looked tired a little bit in the middle part. So, age is not that no one's immune to age. And these guys, the big three, especially Federer, obviously, but Djokovic and Nadal are getting more tired than they used to be. So now when they play each other, it might be interesting. Looking at this matchup, it's always just a case of, like Nadal said it today, it's like whoever plays better is going to have more chances to win. And that's, it's pretty, like, not very strategic saying, but it's basically what comes down to it. They know each other's play styles. They know each other's tendencies. It's really about just playing the match, who can play it more on their terms. This is what we always say. Some interesting stats, though, from their last battle in Rome. Nadal won the rallies that were from 1 to 4 shots, and Nadal won the majority of those. Djokovic won the majority of the longer rallies, 5 shots or more, but he lost the match. So great info from Craig O'Shaughnessy. He's saying that, even on clay, where it's all about the rallies, it looks like it's actually more about the short points and the serve +1, stuff like that. And in Rome, Nadal did better on that department than Djokovic did, and that's probably a big part in why he won. It was a super close match in Rome, but the serving was a little bit better from the Nadal side. 75% of Nadal's first serves got in, whereas only 66% of Djokovic's. So if you can get your first serve in, both those guys are going to be like up around 70% winning that point. So if you can get more first serves in, you're just going to win more points percentage-wise. It's one of the most key statistics in all of tennis, for sure. So Djokovic did look very good. He got 70% of his first serve in today against Berrettini. He needs to keep that up in this next match. So does Nadal. Either guy, I don't think either guy can afford to not be aggressive and not try and control the pace of the match. Nadal just did it for the entire way in their final last year, and that was a problem. And Djokovic got lost, and he got bagelled. So he can't have that again. So he's got to avoid the bagel. He's gluten-free. He can't eat anymore. He will be sick. So he's got to figure out a way to do it. I think he's got to serve well and dictate and be aggressive. We've seen Djokovic, when he's lost on clay so far this year, it's because he's been too passive and he's just, not been confident enough for whatever reason to dictate. But then he eventually does and wins. But when he's been vulnerable, it's because he hasn't been, and he can't afford to do that against Nadal, I don't think. So it's going to be interesting. Nadal's beatable from what I've seen so far against Schwartzman, especially. He's beatable this year. Obviously, Djokovic has beat him here before. He knows how to do it. It's going to be super interesting, though. It's just going to be another popcorn material match. So that's Nadal Djokovic. Let me know your predictions. I have to bet on Nadal. It's just he's won 13. He's won the French Open 13 times. What are we going to do? So, and then we got Zverev versus Tsitsipas. Now, this is super interesting. Now, I think Tsitsipas owns the head-to-head, 6-2. Both have been playing great in this tournament, though. Tsitsipas is the odds favorite, and to me that makes sense. He just beat Medvedev, who was playing very good and actually played very good in the match. He beat him in 3 straight sets, and he's just looking so good. And he's just moving so well out there. Every part of his game's looking really good. He could get rattled, though, possibly against Zverev if Zverev has an amazing serving day and Tsitsipas isn't getting any looks on his serve. And then Zverev can be a really good returner. So, interestingly enough, I think Zverev will be a much better returner than Medvedev was, because Tsitsipas won about 70% of his second serves against Medvedev, which is pretty high usually with a good returner. He's going to win much less than that. And if Zverev can be aggressive and take cracks at that and read it good, then he's going to have some serious looks. And that could be a really scrappy match like we saw in Acapulco, where there's lots of break chances both ways. I can't really pick out like a clear strategy for either player other than just like miss less. I think the most consistent player will win, and it could go either way. So whoever wins there is going to have a chance at glory, literally at glory, because they'll be playing either Djokovic or Nadal, probably Nadal, in the final. And if you step up and win that match, that literally cements your legacy forever, because that's the hardest thing to do in sport, beat Nadal in the final or any time in the French Open, which is just unbelievable. So Nadal is going for 21. He's going to beat my man, Roger Federer's record of 20 slams. They're tied right now. He's going to pull ahead, and I can respect that. That's absolutely insane if he does it. We'll see, though, because he's got to get past a really tough Djokovic, and then he'll have to play Tsitsipas and Zverev, who are more mature than the last time they played them, and they're both looking very amazing on the clay at Roland Garros. And to me, in my opinion, they both have the game to beat Nadal for sure right now, because even Schwartzman took a set off Nadal, and I don't know if Schwartzman would have taken a set off Tsitsipas, for example, right now. So it'll be interesting. What are your guys' thoughts? Am I disrespecting anyone? What happened? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Click the like button, hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future updates, and stay tuned to our Instagram because we have daily comments going up there or posts going up there, and I'm on Twitter during each of the matches, so hit us up on the Twitter at The Slice Tennis. Thank you guys for the support. We'll see you guys very soon after these banging semifinal matchups.